Welcome to Meditation Mount, and welcome to this global full moon meditation. We are in the sun sign of Scorpio with the moon in Taurus. It's lovely to have everyone gathered from different parts of the world. And let's begin, as we normally do, to create a receptive field together. And we do this by taking a few deep, gentle breaths to bring us to that place of inner stillness. And we take another deep, gentle breath and enter the space of the heart. And at the center of our heart there burns a flame. This is the fire of love. It burns in each human heart. So let us both visualize and sense all of us gathered today in virtual space, connected heart to heart to heart. And as our hearts merge, we become one unified field, one group heart. One chalice that can receive the outpourings and then pour out gifts to the world. So sense ourselves as one group heart, beating in rhythm with the heartbeat of the planet. Thank you. So before we enter the theme for today, let's remind ourselves why we meditate together at the time of the full moon. The first thing to say is it has absolutely nothing to do with the moon itself. We do not focus or meditate on the moon. At the time of the full moon, the sun, the moon, and the earth are in complete alignment, whereby the light of the sun is reflected to earth by the whole face of the moon, so that the maximum light reaches us from our source of life, the sun, which in the words of the Gayatri, an ancient prayer, is described as the being from whom all things proceed and to whom all things return. So there is increased magnetic potency at the full moon. And the Ageless Wisdom teaching tells us that at this time, the planetary life is in deepest meditation and at its place of highest contact with the solar life. It's as if an energetic pathway opens up and links us on Earth with greater lives. And in particular, the full moon is an opportune time for strengthening the working relationship between the human realm, the fourth kingdom, of which we are participants, and the realm of the soul, the fifth kingdom, which is a more refined dimension where those who have graduated Earth and who embody the qualities of the soul reside. And this eventually will be our home in time as we evolve and raise our frequencies and level of consciousness. So everything is evolving. So let's focus now on this particular sign. Let's look at the energies and opportunities available to us in Scorpio. Scorpio is associated with the element of water, the purificatory waters of testing and trial. And this sign is ruled by Mars, both esoterically and exoterically, which provides the fighting spirit by which the trials of Scorpio are to be faced. Scorpio is that potent constellation which influences the turning point, both in the life of humanity and in our individual lives. Scorpio rules the path of discipleship. So all of us find ourselves under its influence. And its function at this particular time in our collective evolutionary development is to provide, quote, those points of crisis and those moments of reorientation that lead us ever closer to the vision of spiritual liberation. So it's a sign in which we can go deep, we can redeem, and we can bring much of what is in the dark inside of us to the light. Now, Scorpio is sometimes called the agent of deception, and this is reflected in its personality affirmation, let Maya flourish and let deception rule. And now if you look around the world, that's sort of what's happening. Let Maya flourish, let deception rule. However, we're here to bring in the spiritual motto, the soul motto, the higher aspect of Scorpio. It's the light of liberation, and the motto is, warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. So the struggle in Scorpio helps us to realize and to eventually overcome the inherent and inherited limitations in which we have been living. This then leads to the establishing of right relations with the indwelling spiritual life, the soul, and with our environment, the sacred ecosystem of Gaia. Many of us know that the soul has to face a particular test in each sign of the zodiac as part of its schooling. And these lessons are reflected in the 12 labors of Hercules. Hercules represents the soul, and the trial and challenging facing him in Scorpio illustrates the great test that we as a human family are facing right now. So this is where we understand what it means when we say the motto, warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. So let's look at this image of the Hydra. As you joined our meditation, there was another image of the Hydra, this 9-headed serpent. So let's have a look at this one. Why 9 heads? So Scorpio is the test where Hercules has to defeat this 9-headed serpent known as the serpent of desire. And here's what these heads represent. 3 heads on the physical, 3 on the emotional, and 3 on the mental. And you'll recognize them. So the 3 heads representing the physical plane are sex, physical comfort, and money. And the 3 heads on the emotional plane or the astral plane are fear, hate, and ambition. And the 3 heads representing the mental plane and the tests on the mental plane are pride, separativeness, and cruelty. So this is the classroom we find ourselves in. We've got these 9 subjects that we're studying and attempting to graduate through. And if you look around the world at the moment, sex, physical comfort, money, fear, hate, ambition, pride, separativeness, and cruelty, that's sort of the curriculum that we're part of at the moment. This is what's facing us. So how does Hercules go about overcoming the Hydra? We know that it's impossible to mud wrestle the Hydra, and mud is water and earth combined. So if we go in and try to deal with the Hydra at its own level, because it lives in the ooze, it lives in the mud, we would drown. Hercules cannot cut off the head of the Hydra because when you cut off a head, 2 more sprout. The secret of overcoming the Hydra is to kneel. Kneeling represents humility. So when Hercules kneels, he has to reach in and grasp the Hydra, pull it out from the mud and raise it up high into the light of day, where it loses its power. Because the serpent of desire cannot exist in the rarefied air of the Buddhic plane, which is the intuitive plane, because no lower desires hold sway at this higher level. It's really obvious that what we're facing as humanity at the moment is the test of the Hydra. And the way we overcome it is to go down on one knee in humility and lift this up into the light of day, in whatever way we're called to do. So Scorpio is an intense time for many of us. I don't know about you, but this past week I've personally felt an intensification of the testing under Scorpio. I've bumped into things that I thought I'd overcome. You know, on my checklist, I thought, check the box, right, I've overcome that particular pattern, or I've overcome that. No. It reared its ugly head again to get my attention. It was though it was banging on the door of my solar plexus. Not trying to get in, but trying to get out. And so Scorpio at this time in our history is incredibly intense and presenting to us the opportunities to finally overcome the imprisonment of matter and to liberate ourselves. And when we get towards the end of the process of liberation, what's left, the last vestiges of our patterns, are always the most stubborn and difficult to deal with. They're the last holdouts. And these holdouts I'm calling the recalcitrant residue of deeply imprinted patterns of behaviors and beliefs. That's what I came up with this morning, just to help myself understand what's going on inside of me and inside of our world. The recalcitrant residue of deeply imprinted patterns of behaviors and beliefs. So the secret of overcoming the Hydra is we rise by kneeling. We lift that which is in Maya, in illusion, into the light of day. And we conquer by surrendering, by giving up, not by giving in. And therefore we gain by surrendering. Just a few more things about Scorpio. It's said that Scorpio holds the light of liberation. And in the Ageless Wisdom teaching, there is a warning label attached to Scorpio. And this is how it reads. Under this sign, a focus on desire and emotional responses only furthers and deters from the light, embedding one further in the darkness of uninspired matter. Thus the questions arise, will the world Hercules, humanity, elevate the Hydra of passion and hate, of greed and aggression, and of selfishness and ambition up into the region of the soul, or will it carry the whole matter down onto the physical plane with the inevitable corollary of world disaster, world war, and death? That's the warning label attached to Scorpio. It's a warning label, but it's also a time of opportunity. So let me complete this brief overview of Scorpio by naming the three symbols associated with this sign. The obvious one, representing the personality which is at war with itself and war with others, is the scorpion. And when the scorpion has liberated itself and ascended on the next turn of the spiral, it transforms into the eagle. And the eagle represents the soul as it infuses and informs the personality. And then, the next turn of the spiral, the eagle transforms into the dove. This is the highest expression of Scorpio, when spirit descends and fills our whole being with the fire of synthesis. So let's just synthesize this now. As humanity wrestles with and seeks to overcome the serpent of desire, it's so that we may live a soul-directed life. So at this time of the full moon meditation, let's utilize the focused energies of our group to receive and then release the light of liberation into our world. That's our task. So carrying this awareness in our collective heart, Diana will now lead us in meditation.
Hi everybody, thank you Michael, that was beautiful. Scorpio, solar, Taurus, full moon. I'll just add to that, there's a lot of words to add to that because it opens up a whole area of thought, you know, the darkest before the dawn. These opportunity right now that we have to redeem the matter. And we're in a 3.5-hour eclipse tonight that begins around 11 p.m. tonight on the West Coast anyway. So 2 p.m. in New York and on across the world. But we're going to see it really vividly here on the West Coast, although the whole northern hemisphere will be seeing most of that it's dark in, will also see this. And so it is a 3.5-hour eclipse peaking at around 1 a.m., which is the exact time of the full moon, which is at 12:58 a.m. tonight or tomorrow morning. So you can go outside and kind of look at it tonight. It's going to be powerful, and maybe even take another moment to meditate for a moment or for a while right at the exact time if you are able. Of course, we're linking it up right now in this meditation with all of you meditators from all over the world. And this is such a powerful thing to do, to meditate together when two or more are gathered, right? We create a powerful vibration. And because so much of the work that is done in this form of meditation is based on love and truth and beauty and peace, right? What we're building is a field of energy that is conditioned by all our consciousnesses coming together and reblending together with that above stream, that we become living expressions of in our worlds. And so this is a powerful time. This particular length of eclipse for 3.5 hours is the longest in 600 years. And eclipse, right, shadow, right? So in Scorpio, shadow. We're working with the shadow material, and there's nothing to fear, because as love, as we stand as love, everything can move through that love and be redeemed. And so as a group, right, we build this field, and that's what meditation is. In our own self, we're building a field of awareness, of growing consciousness and a growing knowing. And as a group, heart, right, we're radiating that and bringing peace into this time of a lot of separation and polarization. I wanted to just say one more thing to consider today in the meditation, and that is to activate your living consciousness in the whole self to receive the meditation rather than only through the catcher's mitt of the mind. Now, the mind, of course, is part of the system, and our minds are beautiful things, but they can limit the registration of the entire package, in a sense, of what's incoming. And so as our self becomes receptive, right, impressionable to words, to the meditation itself and into that incoming energy, we can then become more able to receive a greater understanding. And so I think of meditations like prescriptions, that we are getting a prescription. It's like medicine, meditation, medicine, right? Just what we need right now for these times that we're in right now. And to receive that, we need to not stop it, block it, lessen it in some way, or limit it in some way by grabbing on mentally too hard. And so the mind, of course, is there, but sense how to allow yourself to really receive the meditation through all your whole self. And even when, at the end, when we say the great invocation, and I'll hope to remember to remind you, that to allow yourself to hear, sense the words, beyond the words, for the alchemical formula that the great invocation is, that you can receive it in a new way and refresh the system of yourself and redeem the matter even within the self, let alone outside in the world, which is in great stress and pain and division, that we can redeem or help redeem that matter even as we hold it by heart, by the heart of mind, the heart of heart, right? Or as the mind of heart, the heart of mind, the heart of soul, the heart of the sun. That alignment that we hear with our whole being, our own meditation as we move into it. So on that note, one of the things that we do as we begin the meditation is we clear the fields of the mental body, of the emotional body, of the physical body, so that we are clear, so we are in that open state. And the most difficult one to clear from most is the mental body, because we want to do it right, we want to get it correctly, we want to understand, and there's an effort, a mental effort that sometimes comes in meditation. But of course, it's a relaxed effort, right? It's an exhale. It's the surrender, like Michael was talking about. And so, we begin. So you find your place, seated, in comfort and upright, and you use your breath consciously to quieten the physical body. Om. And you feel the body, self, physical pains, aches, tensions, nervousness, stresses, itches. Exhale as you balance the mental body. And then just sense then the emotional body, all the reactivity, all the stresses that are happening around you that you're aware of, all the inner fluctuations, responding, reacting, that may be happening in the heart and the emotional world of the self. And on your next exhalation, balancing consciously the emotional body, preparing the field for pure receptivity without distortion. Om. And then finally, the mental body. And just consider it for a moment. We grab, right? We think mental body, and then we're in the mental body, right? But that mental body is bigger than the brain. It is consciousness. It is pure awareness. And as you consider gently the mental body, all the thoughts, and all the things you're holding, and all the things that you're aware of, and all the ways that we are, Take another breath now to balance the mental body. Om. Right, right. And in that state, taking that stance, becoming calm, and gently peaceful, you begin to enter the meditation now through the entryway of the heart today. As you breathe gently in and out through the heart center, love, 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 more love, less fear, more love, love. Inhaling and exhaling, heart, energy. And when we say the word love, we don't mean emotional love. It's the highest aspect of love. That expression of the highest love. Inhaling love, exhaling love. And as you do this, this is a conditioning of the heart chakra. Sense all the other hearts, all the other consciousnesses around the planet, all the other lighthouses around the world, in form and not in form, heart to heart to heart, heart to heart to heart, and feel the growing and cleared field of the living presence of pure consciousness, of pure receptive consciousness to the divine plan and the evolving consciousness of humanity. And begin to send a line of light now from the center of the heart chakra to the center of the head to the cave center. And take your seat in the head center, which is not the brain, the cave center of that opening. The pineal gland is there as the physical touchdown of the head center. And feel the spaciousness of your own consciousness connected to the heart, connected to the mother of the world, to Gaia. And take a couple of breaths here now in the head center, establishing your place in this time and space, present to this meditation with that effortless attention that neither grabs nor holds, but remains open and receptive to impression. And as I even say that phrase, receptive to impression, sense already that soul point, the heart of the soul, and that relationship between the soul and the self. The soul and the self are one. The soul is in meditation deep. And already you can feel the energies changing in the receptive field of your uncluttered consciousness that remains open to impression, to light, to pure awareness, as that line of light moves up and up through the heart of the sun, through the hearts of the masters and teachers, through Shambhala, all the way to Sirius. I stand receptive to this meditation without interference or clutter or twist or bend. That light can shine through purely from the crystal of consciousness to the consciousness in us, straight through in a straight line, coherent light. Coherent light, and feel that as an experience, light to light. And into the silence now, as we move into some minutes of pure silence. Stand still in that uncluttered, pure stream of light to light, using this seed thought tonight. I stand in deep, focused attention, tuning in to the subtle energies that light the way via love. I stand in deep, focused attention, tuning in to the subtle energies that light the way via love. We stand receptive. In deep, focused attention. Tuning in to the subtle energies that light our way via love. Om. 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 And as a group heart, we receive and allow our energy to be permeated with this illumination of light as ourself and as a group. We redeem the matter, and nothing is unredeemable. We redeem the matter. In the pure consciousness of our group field of love and light and power. And just take some moments to allow yourself to be imbued with the intelligence of this light, with no interference. The medicine of this meditation. Let it heal. In balance within yourself, in balance with light. And in a sense, on our knees, as pure love, as pure consciousness that lights the way, an extension of that we are. Receiving this meditation over these next hours as it comes to its apex tonight, 12:58 a.m. or 6. Good, good. You take this with you, you see, out into the world. And will organize and harmonize and condition what you understood beyond mind and with mind, using the great invocation to anchor it and to create a seal and to kind of work with that energy throughout the month, in this Scorpio month. Scorpio has X-ray vision. It can see into and through. This is a time of great seeing. And let your eyes heal the world. Let your heart heal the world. Let our group consciousness assist in the rebalancing that is occurring on the planet right now. So we'll use the great invocation also in that same way, in that receptivity as a group heart, allowing the words to flow in and out and through and around, creating a form, a living consciousness. And if you know it, say it with me. This is the adapted version. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out. And may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you for being part of this meditation.
Thank you, Diana. So, still in this receptive space, let's be aware that we are working with the light of liberation. We're lifting matter, allowing it to vibrate at a higher rate, becoming light. And we'll close our time together by sending out this light of liberation into the world. And we do it to dispel the clouds of glamour that are obscuring the light of the soul. So as we raise the Hydra out of the muddy water into the light of day, that really speaks to the journey that we're on towards the light, to embody the light. And we're here to create a new world together based on a whole new foundation. And at Meditation Mount, we've been asked, along with other groups around the world, to focus on 3 principles that will be foundational for building the new temple of humankind, the new world. These are the principle of essential divinity that affirms that all life is sacred and that a spark of the eternal flame lives inside each human heart. The principle of goodwill, affirming that love is the lifeblood and currency of all relationship. And the principle of unanimity, which announces that interdependence and inseparability are the intrinsic qualities of the one seamless web of life. So how we can help our world at this time as it goes through the machinations and the turmoil is to seed these lighted possibilities of the new future. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. So let us send out in 3 breaths at the sound of the Tibetan bowl a seed, first of all, of essential divinity that carries this living presence inside, that when it touches the hearts of all people, it awakens in them the realization of their own truth. So let us send into the ethers a powerful wave that affirms essential divinity and see it touching the hearts of all. And for the second wave of blessing, we send this lighted seed of goodwill containing the power of love out into the world to heal and transmute all that which is in darkness, liberating it and releasing the light. And we send out the third and final wave of blessing, a lighted seed thought containing the presence of unanimity, so that when it touches the hearts and minds of all people, we may realize that we are part of one seamless web of life. Thank you, everyone, for your presence and participation today in this group meditation. A meditation in which we have received, assimilated, and then radiated out. So we're part of this great circulation of blessing. So thank you. And we bid you farewell from Meditation Mount. Blessings on all beings, and blessings on the work of house cleaning that we have to be about now. Our individual houses, but the collective house of humanity needs cleaning, needs liberating, so that the soul may take up residence, so that light and love and power restores the plan on earth. Thank you, and goodbye from Meditation Mount.